As a result, the company must take additional actions to address your misconduct and ultimately terminate any and all relationships between you and the company. As fully set forth below, your continued pattern of misconduct and breach of the owner's agreement have caused OTK, KGL, and Mythic to terminate the respective agreements with you and pursue claims against you. And then
And the crazy part to that is, like, going back, this is the second notice of termination or repurchase demand for repayment. Like, yo, this is the second time he had to send it through. So what did the first time he just ignored this, John? Fa. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Miz. It is truly just, I mean, pristine. Wow. Straight victim complex crybaby. Always play plausible deniability, and most definitely confirmed without a shadow of a doubt. Not taking accountability for. Yeah, these heads will never change. You already know what it is, baby. You seen talent thumbnail. Truly the mixiest and messiest out in these CDST streets. But first, a little backstory. You already know what it is. For the heads that haven't seen the videos previously on this channel, we covered quick TLDW. As we know, Twitch streamer.
Girly pop.
Gully pop. The hun, Miss Emiru. She had dropped a response and allegations, hefty allegations, on another Twitch streamer, of course. Mizkif. And within them Johns. Yeah, again, she had substantiated, came with the substantiated proof, a little bit of evidence. You already know she had showed the 40 text messages, the whole bunch of like Discord DMs, the whole likes, whole works. It's not looking good. I ain't gonna lie, as well as all the other clips, you know what I'm saying, further days obviously coming up to this day that I've dropped on the situation too. Whew, they are really not looking good at all on that part. But to that, after she had dropped a response, Miz quite literally same day, same night, dropped his response. And in that, boy, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Literally might be one of the worst responses ever. Actually, yeah, it's definitely competing in top 3 for sure. But within that, yeah, he basically, in some of the scenarios, admitted that, yeah, some of these Johns happened. Like the whole scenario with, like, yo, he said he was brushing his teeth and when he would toss his phone on the bed, you know what I'm saying? The Hun Miss Emma would get bruises, especially to one of the Johns she was saying, like, how she got a black eye. Crazy works there. Don't even get me started on oh, Emmy was violent too. She threw clothes and plushies at me, and then I proceeded to bust holes through the drywall, you know what I'm saying? Breaking the doors off the hinges, or breaking, you know what I'm saying, the doors in, John. What are we talking about here? Yeah, he's basically, not even basically, he directly was saying this, John, and admitted it. And, yeah, to that, not looking good at all on Mrs. N. Yeah, heads were not feeling it. You would imagine. As we've seen. Anyway. Going after that, it apparently, to this day, finally getting to the backstory of this, yeah, it's getting mixy. Apparently, Mizkif is now suing Emiru Asmongold, the Roach King, the Roach God, OTK, and apparently another talent agency named Mythic Talent. I'm pretty sure Asmongold is signed to them. And also Hassan, funny enough. Crazy works there. But, yeah, he's apparently suing, like, you know what I'm saying, Emiru Asmongold and then these two entities for defamation and other works like that. Yeah. We're gonna get all the details. You already know. Truly yaps everything on this boy, because again, defamation when he basically admits in the John, like, bro, in his response. Craziest works we got here. But anyway, you already know one of our glorious slop commentary kings, Quintheo, dropped a video going over some of the papers within the lawsuit and all that. So of course, we checking it out, baby. So let me not waste any more time, because Trilly does indeed have everything. Trilly talks everything. Trilly does indeed yap everything every single time. Let's see how Mizkif is suing Twitch streamer Gully Pop, Emiru, the Roach King Asmongold, OTK, and Mythic Talent. Like I said in another intro, of course you guys want to watch the OG video. Shout out, sure to love with Quintheo, baby. Like I just said, if you guys want to watch the OG video, down in the description, firstly, sure to love with Quintheo. We love our slow commentary kings. Every knob we get down in the CDST. Anyway, we got Mizkif is suing Emiru and Asmongold. Like we said in the intro. Of course, you guys want to watch the OG vid. You know where it's at. Come on, baby. Stop playing. And we got no time to waste with this absolute ridiculousness. Let's do it.
Mizkif is suing Emiru, but not only that, he's also suing Asmongold and 2 other companies. Now, when Mizkif said he was going demon mode, I think he was talking about something a bit different, but
Yeah, I'd assume so. He said he was dropping like all these like truth bombs and all that, and again, that boxed him out. Cause it's like, yo, we were saying this the whole time. If you have info that people are like doing bad works, like, you know what I'm saying, they on bad timing, why would you not just immediately drop this? Cause like, it's like, are you trying to hold this over them? Again, the leverage, like you trying to. It's the dumbest shows.
this now kind of makes sense for why he'd been silent for the last week here. We've got the case, so we'll be going over some of the information. Also, you know, what he's suing them over. Shocker here, it's defamation. Now, if you're employed, you probably don't know what
Defamation, slander, misinformation. People misconstrue the arguments.
I'm talking about right now. If you need to catch up, here's the start of me doing some coverage about this drama between Mizkif and Emiru. If you're new here and enjoying the
Oh, trust me, we've been seeing it, baby.
coverage that I've been
Shout out Quintio. We checked them out on a video with Miz where actually we checked out both videos. The ones with the where he admits to taking shrooms and roids, and then the other one where like we were checking out the truth behind the whole situation within his response to his main counterattack, because you know, deny deflect counterattack, these heads are always gonna play it. But like within that, yeah, he was saying yeah, I'm mixing the words and all that. Surely cannot grammar for shit. Don Miss Emiru with her rabbits, he was saying that like she was negligent with them and all that, but that turned out to at least from like the person that said it, which was, what was the name? I keep it a taco, and that person was saying like, yeah, that's not true, because Don Miss Emiru was going around like 3 hours plus Jones driving to make sure her rabbits were all right with their health condition and all that. So I'm like, it's crazy works there. Anyway, shout out to Theo. You've been dropping like good videos on this, baby.
doing so far with this drama. Consider subscribing. And additionally, if you found this information
Factual.
useful, want to get it out in front of other people, give this video a like, just helps boost it in the algorithm. Regardless
Get a love, baby. And how you get down, facts.
of if you do either of those things, thank you for watching. To start things off, if you guys are curious and want to read along with me, I'm going to leave a link to this post from Livestream Fails as the top link in the description below. You can see here, this is headlined, Top Twitch Streamer Files Defamation Lawsuit Against Fellow Streamers. And this comes from kxan.com. One of the biggest names on Twitch is taking legal action against 2 other high-profile streamers and several gaming companies. Matthew Renato, known to millions online as Mizkif, has filed a lawsuit in federal court against Emily Beth Shunk, known online as Emiru, Zach Hoyt, known online as Asmongold, and 3 companies, OTK Media Inc., Mythic Talent Management Inc., and King Gaming Labs Inc. And then
Okay, so it's 5 entities in total. So it'd be Emiru, Asmongold, OTK, Mythic Talent, and then like this King Gaming Labs now. Yeah, my bad, I'm not blocking. All right. Yeah, facts.
of course, top comment, the important bit that we're going to be going over is the whole case here, main doc, and then there is some interesting information also, which is OTK's letter, which OTK was a company that Mizkif was a part of. This is them sending a letter to Mizkif concerning his behavior that had come out in regard to what Emiru had posted, and Mizkif's stream following up afterwards. So this is the case itself. This is the court documents that we have access to here. This is kind of the introduction for Mizkif, what he's been doing, his YouTube success, his streaming success, all of that good stuff. But as we go through this, number 15 is where we start with the, you know, accusations, that kind of thing. Through the acts and omissions described below, defendants Shunk, Hoyt, and OTK have, acting in concert, wrongfully and baselessly accused Renato of serious criminal activity for no purpose other than to harm him.
It's cap, like literally within the allegations. The whole point is that yo, he was making on Miss Emiru a victim of abuse, and yo, like what we're seeing, like SA, bro, like what the fuck, like yo, come on.
His reputation and his business, and arrest from him control of the companies that he helped build. Renato and defendant Shunk began dating in 2022. The relationship was not easy on either side. They would routinely face harassment from Shunk's followers, some of whom were stalking Shunk. They got into arguments regularly.
Yeah, he tried to victim complex, yo, and it's like yo, she was doing us so, or better yet, like yo, Miz was. And she was putting us in danger with her stalkers and all that. Brother, what? Yeah. Straight victim complex.
And I'm just going to say Emiru at this point, and Emiru threatened to kill herself in many of these arguments. Emiru would dress...
Again, that when he showed that text, that John was misconstrued. Definitely misconstrued, because again, this was because of the stalkers and all that. The reason she was saying she wanted to kill herself was because the fucking stalkers were doing weird shit, obviously doing what these fucking tier 5 weirdo glove shittos do, beyond weird timing. So this is why she was saying that, John, at least within the context of the message that Miz was sending, bro. It's like, what fuck?
And behave in ways that Renato thought made her unsafe in light of the ongoing stalking from some of her followers. And then this is more at the end of the relationship. Emiru expressed her desire to marry Renato. We heard that from Mizkif's claims as well. But then they address her statement. On October 24th, 2025, Emiru hosted a live stream on Twitch. On the live stream, she lied and baselessly accused Renato of psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail. These slanderous accusations were made live before an audience of tens of thousands and have since been viewed millions of times across various platforms. In the same livestream, Emiru gives accounts of their relationship that clearly do not support the allegations she levied. For example, in her own description of the purported sexual assault, Emiru states she and Renato were kissing, he tried to initiate intercourse, she made clear she did not want to, and he stopped, respecting the line that she had drawn. Nonetheless, she continued to defame Renato and
Bruh, oh my god. Again, Dunham's Emiru, she's literally saying in that situation she was crying, she was vulnerable and all that type of beat. Bro, the bull is, as we're seeing, yeah, she's saying yo, Trilly cannot grammar for shit, let alone fucking get through the actual phrase and shit. But anyway, she was saying, yeah, like she was allowing him to kiss her and all that, and then it gets to the point where you're even seeing in the doc, you know what I'm saying, Quinthio didn't even read. He started kissing me in the face and I let him do it, like I'm saying, and suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand on my pants. We get to that point, and then that's when she yelped, and then fucking Miz, he himself in his response literally says, yo, I was like, oh shit. I got up like, yo, I felt like I did something wrong. So in this John, for her to, first of all, again, being in a crying, vulnerable state, and then for her to yelp and all that, and you're acknowledging that, again, that even you acknowledge that because you got up and were saying like, oh shit, and then also to that, you just walked out, didn't apologize or nothing. That was a whole nother thing, because he said in his response like, yo, I should have apologized at the time. Nah, brother, maybe you shouldn't have been such a piece of shit in the fucking first place. Anyway, like, sidebar in that. What? This some bullshit, but you already know, again, legal docs, the whole point of that shit is to find the loopholes and all that shit, but even besides this, like, yeah, I'm gonna seriously need to see this, like, how he's gonna, like, severely prove this defamation.
Portray him as a perpetrator of sexual assault in a video she knew full well would be viewed by millions. That very same day, OTK sent Renato a letter purporting to terminate his interest in the company. OTK claimed it was entitled to do so based on the nature of Emiru's allegations. This letter asserted a number of purported breaches of the owner's agreement. No such breaches occurred. Nonetheless, OTK asserted that it was reclaiming Renato's 1.1 million shares of OTK without payment. This letter,
damn, 1.1 million shares? Holy shit.
Further asserted Renato owed amounts in excess of $600,000 to Mythic for management fees.
Yo, Miz, you was on the back payments. What the fuck? Yo, 600 bands in management fees? What the fuck? Bro, we got these shits in quotes. I'm really feeling that, like, what the fuck are management fees? I need to know what the fuck them shits are, Brody. You got a whole, like, $500,000 plus. Like, god damn.
Relating to purported breaches that did not occur. Through OTK, Mythic demanded repayment of these allegedly owed fees. Further, the letter falsely asserted Renato violated his agreement with King, purported to reclaim Renato's 93,000 shares of stock in King, and demanding payment of $296,401.90.
So, like, damn near 300K. Holy shit.
As a result of purported breaches that, again, did not occur. Mythic, King, and OTK made no serious investigation or inquiry into the basis for or truth of Emiru's allegations before repudiating their agreements with plaintiffs. Mythic, King, and OTK did not even ask Renato for comment or any information in his possession disproving the allegation. Instead, a few days
He posted a response himself.
after Emiru's
Did they look at his response?
defamatory livestream, OTK, perpetuating the defamation, put out a statement on X, formerly known as Twitter, that it fully supports its co-owner and sister Emiru, and ... stands by her side and admires her strength in coming forward and sharing her story. In this statement, OTK falsely claimed it had terminated its relationship with Renato some time ago for reasons unrelated to the recent events. And then in regard to Asmongold's role in here, Asmongold, or Hoytier, who streams under the handle Asmongold, is part owner of OTK. Since Emiru's livestream, Asmon has continuously defamed Renato on a near daily basis. He has claimed inter alia, among other things. This dude hired a fucking dork to defend him in court. Okay, dude. He has claimed, among other...
He said, nigga, I'm actually... Boy, stupid ass.
things, Renato should be in jail, claimed he was abusing and manipulating others, hurting other people.
Again, he himself says, yeah, but Emmy was violent too, bro. She was aggressive too. Yo, she threw clothes at me and fucking plushies and shit, and I punched holes in the fucking walls, and again, was breaking the door hinges. We have the fucking clips of during the rush stream, the rush drops, John, bro. You can hear Miz banging the fucking door, bro. I showed y'all on the one, John, bro. Let me see if I can find that Miz vid real quick. Hold on, bro. shit. Bro, I cannot spell for nothing, bro, but we already knew that. Let's go find this shit.
You'll have my.
I'm like, oh, like I was pointing out the last time, yo, and I'm right here too. I'm already on to John. Yo, y'all see something a bit weird? Yo, what the fuck is that? What is that? What the fuck is that? It's just looking real interesting. I don't know.
And becoming an aggressor. They point at direct instances of this, but it's very clear they're talking about defamation here. Another big point of this, and this has to do with why they're suing the companies, is breach of contract. They're claiming that these people saying that he breached contract and in turn cutting him out of the companies, that in it of itself is a breach of contract. Essentially a big no you. You breached contract, so suck it. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm not a fucking lawyer. This seems
The layman feeling that.
to be what other people are garnering from it, but I'm sure there's going to be some lawyers going over this, so we'll actually have a bit better of an understanding of exactly what they're going after each other with. But then we see here, so that was count 1.
I'm like, yo, y'all see me messing up the screen on OBS? I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Count 2, defamation, and that's going against Emiru and Asmongold. So he's suing both of them for defamation. Now for
Yeah,
count
you
3
definitely
here,
gotta see
declaratory
this.
judgment. From my very minimal Google research, my understanding is essentially they're looking for like an actual, like a judgment on who breached what. Like, is it actually Mizkif breaching these contracts like OTK, Mythic, and King have pointed out, or is it the other way around that in turn these companies actually breach contracts, not Mizkif? This third count is just demanding action from the court and being like, we want to have a verdict on who did what. And if I'm right about that, it kind of makes sense where they're saying an actual controversy exists between plaintiffs, OTK, Mythic, and King concerning the purported breaches that defendants allege plaintiffs committed. So it's like there is an actual disagreement here that we do need to sort out in regard to the breach of contract. And
I would assume, like, yo, if this would have to like go through because we obviously have the legal papers here. Like, Mizkif clearly intends to sue them for defamation and all the likes, which is again crazy because as we're seeing, I guarantee, is this John mentioning Miz's response? I think this John only might have mentioned Miz's response like one time from what we're seeing. Yo, we gotta talk about the shit that he admitted to in his fucking response. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, this is actually some crazy shit. But anyway, to that, like, looking at those pathetic, wretchful subhuman homunculoids, the H3 snark mods and how their John is going with the subpoena, motion to quash, all that type of beat, like, yo, they're going in for in-camera review. They're actually just fried, bro. I ain't gonna lie, yo. Yo, 742 pages for their motion to quash. It's actually ridiculous. But looking at their John, in the process of how everything's going, eventually that John will get to discovery, and that's pretty much how it is for most like lawsuits. Any John's going like, you know what I'm saying, legal counsel and such like that, right? Once it goes to discovery, that's where they're looking for all the info and all that. I am pretty fucking guaranteed there's no way that, like, you know what I'm saying, the Hunt Miss Emery and or fucking Asmongold or any like entity in this John, you know what I'm saying, OTK, Mythic or whatever, but especially like Emery and Asmongold, heads are not gonna bring up his response. I'm like, nah, his response definitely got some Johns in there to be combative with. It's like, brother, again, he's admitting to some certain scenarios, brother. Like, this is crazy. Like, what are we talking about? Like, yo, again, he says bar for bar, like, yo, she said she was getting bruises, so I had to stop. I'm like, bro, what? Like,
in terms of damages and what they're seeking, we do not have that information yet. There's no like direct numbers that are associated. Also, interestingly enough, here in damages, reputational harm, loss of business, goodwill, loss of earnings, loss of future earning potential, emotional distress, and mental anguish. Now, this was something that was anticipated.
Yeah, I think he was already under mental anguish, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He literally said the short-term fixes didn't fix shit, bro. Clearly, we are fucking seeing it, brother. Like, Miz, bro. This nigga really is still bitching. Of course he would do this shit.
By Emiru. She thought,
Don't say that, John, to the Hans.
Girly, girly, girly pop.
Charlie the Pander, but like, yeah, no, this nigga really is on his baby bitch timing, bro.
it would be good for the public to, you know, have discovery happen so that they could see what ends up coming out. And in tandem with that, I am very interested to see what ends up coming out in discovery if this
On the money, baby. And but that's the exact John. It's like, yo, once this boy go to discovery, it's like, yo, would you tell me right now? And it, again, looking at what we had just seen, like, you know, saying Quinteo showing us like the papers. Miz in this John, or at least like Miz's lawyer, his legal counsel, only mentioned his response. Like, I'm only seeing one time, unless like, yo, heads again. Put it down in comments, you know. Shout out, I love the audience. We all enjoying the slops together, but yeah, this boy really is, again, messy. Anyway, but like, unless y'all saw other parts where Miz's response was mentioned in the papers, at least from what we've seen so far, yo, I barely seen that. In Discovery, I would most definitely be bringing up his fucking response. Would y'all not be bringing up his response? That shit was absolutely fucking unequivocally ass. Like, oh my god. Shit just be pissing me off. It's so fucking stupid. And these defamation lawsuits, see, that's the thing too. Like, with going to Discovery, yo, you really got to be able to prove these damages. How the fuck is Miz gonna prove this shit, brother? His fucking rep has already been tanked from previous controversies. What the fuck are we talking about? Like, this is the dumbest. Oh my god. Whatever.
Continues down the path that, you know, court cases usually take. But that leads us to talking about that letter that OTK had sent to Mizkif. Here is that letter. This is coming from OTK. Dear Matt, on or about November 6, 2023, OTK Media Inc. issued you its first notice of termination and repurchase from OTK. The first notice, as described therein, the first notice was issued as a result of your material breach of your owner's agreement between you, OTK, and its company affiliates dated October 20th of 2022. Now, this seems to be directly in reference, as they're pointing out here, talking about the original 2022 allegations that went Mizkif's way. So maybe this is what they are referencing, that this is when they had cut ties with Mizkif, but they follow up, and again, this letter had come October 20th.
You know, it's literally what I just said. Like, yo, brother, previous controversies already had your fucking rep tank. So if we're going back to, hold on, where's that part? Couldn't deal with showing, like, nah. The part where it's like listing off all the different things that Miz is apparently going through. Like, that's the dumbest job. Oh, is it right here? No. Wait. Bro, I'm not gonna be able to find this now. Yeah, of course. Hold on. Oh, wait. There we go. I'm like, brother, I need him to prove all of this shit. Reputational harm, rep toilet. Miz, your rep been in the toilet. Again, we're seeing off our previous controversies. Loss of business goodwill. Hold on, brother. We're gonna go ahead. Yeah, am I gonna spell business wrong? Yeah, I already probably did. No, yeah, of course I did. Whatever. Truly can't grab her for shit. You know, business good. Business goodwill. Okay, y'all. Let me go small so you see the shit. I'm like, yo, why do I always have the layout so terrible? Truly the slop is slipper. Anyway, business goodwill is the intangible value of a company that goes beyond its physical assets, stemming from factors like reputation, brand strength, customer loyalty, and employee talent, brother. Well, first of all, fucking Miz, you were literally one of the biggest things you were baby bitching, crying, moaning about was because heads were getting more viewers than you, probably because they were more fucking entertaining than you, probably because they're fucking more talented than you. So that's tough. We're already gonna talk about that. And first thing off the fucking ripskis, bro, straight off the dime was reputation. Again, how many times do you have to say, like, no matter what heads want to say, yo, Miz's rep after the previous controversy he had or whatever, yo, his John has not been good. So it's like, yo, how are we even following this? But all right, hold on, let's keep going. Loss of earnings. Again, like, maybe you should just post better content or post more content, brother. You might make more earnings. Anyway, loss of future potential earnings. Again, previous controversies and harming his own reputation. Stupid actions, stupid consequences. Have done that. Emotional distress and mental anguish. From looking at them, you know what I'm saying, Discord DMs and Instagram messages and all that from Miz, I'm not gonna lie, emotional distress and mental anguish. Emiru and Asmongold is causing that for him? Nah, I think he's causing that for himself. So I'm like, just not feeling it. But anyway, hold on. Let me go back to where we were at.
You have furthered your course of misconduct, as they're pointing out here, talking about the original 2022 allegations that went Mizkif's way. So maybe this is what they are referencing, that this is when they had cut ties with Mizkif. But they follow up, and again, this letter had come October 24th. So this is after Emiru's, release of information. OTK has now learned that you have furthered your course of misconduct involving violence, threats, disparaging remarks, and blatant disregard for OTK and its company affiliates, collectively the company, including without limitation King Gaming Labs Inc., KGL, and Mythic Talent Management Inc., Mythic. As a result, the company must take additional actions to address your misconduct and ultimately terminate any and all relationships between you and the company. As fully set forth below, your continued pattern of misconduct and breach of the owner's agreement have caused OTK, KGL, and Mythic to terminate the respective agreements with you and pursue claims against you. And then
and the crazy part to that is, like, going back, This is the second notice of termination or repurchase demand for repayment. Like, yo, this is the second time he had to send it through. So what did the first time he just ignored this, John? Fa. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Miz. It is truly just, I mean, pristine. Mwah. Straight victim complex cry bully. Always play plausible deniability, and most definitely confirmed without a shadow of a doubt. Not taking accountability for shit. Yeah, these heads will never change. Tough.
Caused mention to some of the claims that Emiru had put out in her statement, talking about how she was threatened, or excuse me, her employee was told that Emiru had put out you and pursue claims against you. And then they make mention to some of the claims that Emiru had put out in her statement, talking about how she was threatened, or excuse me, her employee was told that he would go nuclear if they had given any information, the blackmail part of it. As recently as Saturday, October 18th, 2025, at TwitchCon in San Diego, California, you made threatening remarks directed at Emily Shunk, PK.
Oh yeah, this is when Miss Emiru, she was talking about how one of her employees, like, apparently, yo, Miz walked up to him and said, like, yo, if you drop anything, like, tell Emiru, I said I'll destroy her. Like, nigga, what? It's like, bro, what the fuck? We've been asking it this whole time, like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? A lot of shit. Most definitely. Unquestionably.
Emiru, an OTK owner, even after learning that she was the victim of a sexually motivated assault during a meet and greet. Upon information and belief, your threats to Emiru were made through individuals adjacent to both OTK and Emiru's personal business, and they pertain to potential allegations against you by Emiru of an exceedingly sensitive nature. Upon learning of the potential allegations, you threatened personal and professional harm to Emiru in an effort to silence her from publicizing her allegations against you. While OTK is not involved in nor aware of the content of such personal matter that you or Emiru may have with each other, OTK will not tolerate threats or misconduct by you towards members of the OTK community. The nature of Emiru's allegations, in tandem with your hostile response to them, i.e. the threats, represent only the latest but yet some of the most egregious instances of your misconduct in violation of your owner's agreement.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, we really need to start bringing up these fucking clips. And I can't, bro, especially, well, not even especially, we know this boy is going to court because he has got this defamation suit going through, at least with this document so far, like, in the process. But, yo, this boy is going to discovery, and, like, I hope they play every fucking clip, brother. Like, I real shit hope they play every clip. I hope they play the Rush Drops clips. I hope they play the fucking clip, where he's waving the moldy cheese in her face, bruh. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, yo, this box is a hold on.
What a fucking liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude.
Weasley little fucking liars, dude. I swear to God, these Weasley little fucking liars. And it's crazy, again, they sent this doc fucking twice. This is his second notice. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, he clearly already knew that they were on his ass for this shit because they were not going to tolerate this conduct as we're fucking seeing. This nigga talk about defamation, bro. This nigga talk about, like, they breached the agreements. These heads already said, like, yo, they going through with this, John. They not, again, like we just said, tolerating the conduct, bro. You're getting fucking terminated, brother. Like, yo, your contracts, all your shits is done, brother. You are a straight... And everybody can see this shit, especially with these two damn peepers, a liability to not only the people fucking around you, but to any business or any entity. Like, what are we sitting here doing? Nah. No.
Then they point out that he said some other pretty nasty things. In addition, on other recent occasions, you made him publish disparaging remarks about OTK and its talent on social media in contravention of the terms of the owner's agreement and its associated social media policy, including but not limited to the following statements. Fuck streamers, fuck all of them, fuck everybody, fuck FaZe Clan, fuck the fourth floor, fuck OTK, fuck everybody. I'm just
Oh, fuck OTK.
Bomboclat!
Bomboclat, Wagwan. Now this one right here is looking like a real motherfucking blunder. A real one. A real motherfucking blunder. Damn. Yeah, it's fucked the organization that you were apparently part of, you know what I'm saying, that you still want to be part of or whatever, bro, because you're saying that they're breaching the agreements and shit and all that. Bro, never, brother. Never. Again, this isn't like actually shit like this. No, the main shit they're terminating this nigga for is obviously the fucking conduct he's at. Not only with bad shits, bro, but obviously with the Miss, like, you know what I'm saying, on Miss Emiru.
Girly pop.
And the allegations that she levied against the nigga, bro. Again, with his fucking response where he admits we're getting deep in this shit. But like, yeah, shit like this, even a real John they getting him out for. But this definitely does not do good for his rep, at least within the company. Like, yo, you're saying fuck your own org? Are you a dumbass? Clearly. Like,
Just going to start being a solo streamer. I never needed anybody. They needed me. OTK failed
sounds like Captain Me. Everybody in this shit bigger than you, got more views than you, bro. You're the one baby bitching crying, bro. You're mad at everybody being more successful than you. Crazy works.
miserably. Nobody wanted to buy it. It didn't make sense for anyone to ever purchase OTK or to run and operate OTK. So now OTK is very small. Now they go on to further talk about some other breaches of contract. Now this one doesn't have to do with like the defamation or anything, but with violating exclusivity requirements with their talent management representation agreement with Mythic. Now I've been an acting coach for a bit. I did some modeling work a couple of years ago. Essentially, like exclusivity agreements, it's just like you're only
Quinthio truly mogging him. Oh. Alright, let me chill my chop, dog. Never being the chopped allegations. Us allegations definitely not beating the dumbass allegations. For damn sure never beating the grammar allegations. Stand.
represented by us and nobody else. Based on what I'm reading here, it sounds like he was being represented by another agency or another, talent management group, and that ends up breaching a contract of exclusivity. That's essentially the most important bits of that letter, but they were essentially saying like, yeah, you've been kind of an asshat about this entire thing, and also you're breaching contracts. Now they're charging him in regard to that $600,000. Now in regard to the fact that OTK made reference to that 2022, like the allegation.
See, and that's the thing too, because I'm pretty sure Asmongold was saying this on the show, like, yeah, that they had spent a lot of cheese trying to figure shit out for fucking for Miz, bruh. Like, get a lot of his shits like handled, bruh. So I would assume with these management fees and shit like that, I would assume it's that cheese. But since Miz again keeps fucking himself, he was already fucking like everybody else's life in the shit, bro, because he's insufferable to be around, as we've clearly been seeing. But like fucking himself up and all that shit. Now they're like, yo, bro, we did all this management for you, bro. Basically, we did all the PR and optics for you, my nigga, trying to clear this shit up, and you just blatantly just fucked it up. I'm like, yo, brother, let me get that cheese. Let me get the damn cheese back, brother.
That were made against Mizkif and the fact that they were aware of that, and that's when they kind of started these talks. Some other Redditors, so again, take it with a grain of salt, were speculating, yeah, that's a key piece of evidence because it'll show that OTK's decision was not a spur-of-the-moment decision, and in addition to Emmy's claims, the fact he broke Mythic's agreement, along with anything else they might have on him, shows that he really did not give a flying fuck about the org and his duty as a co-owner. Yeah, it's kind of insane that you would do a breach of contract like that as a co-owner of one of these organizations.
This is what I'm saying.
OTK just really shows a lack of, giving a shit at all about the well-being.
Like, you're saying, fuck ODK, you want to be a solo streamer, you don't need anybody. Like, bro, what the fuck are we sitting here doing again? Controversies, like, brother, I would assume all this shit would happen.
Being of the company. Not to say from like a moral perspective, just more so looking at it in the eyes of how people are going to trust your decision making and that you were caring.
Exactly. That's the oh my god, dude. That's the whole thing versus like the Hun Miss Emiru's response and then fucking his response. It's a whole thing of credibility. It's how like again the PR and optics, how people are going to perceive this shit, no matter how many fucking Miz kids, fucking pathetic wretchful subhuman homunculoids, all these motherfuckers, G-boys, all this shit. Like, yo, the wider audience generally and colloquially, how will they view this shit optically, bro? And it's still just never going to be in Miz's favor because how he has handled these shits, again, has been ass. So, like, where the fuck is Miz's credibility at? There's fucking zero. Like, and again, he barely had any fucking, substantiated proof or substantiated evidence when he had his response too, like
about the company's interests when it comes to like the breach of contract. Now the weird thing about the defamation part of this is also pointed out by one of the other comments on this post. iSnow here says, wouldn't he have to prove that the claims are false? And
that's what, oh my fucking god, bro, that shit gets me so fucking mad, because that's exactly what I was saying earlier when I was going through the different things he was trying to say, trying to sue Duns, Emiru, and Asmongold for. I'm like, yo, he has to prove these shits. How the fuck is he going, bro? No, we're going back. Hold on, where the fuck was that at? No, we have to find that again. It's somewhere here. Yeah, hold up. Isn't it like right here?
Asmongold, so he's suing both of them for defamation. Now for count 3, they're Mizkif companies being like, it's like
The
of
slop.
damages.
There we go. I'm like the sloppiest of fucking slop tubers. Sloppy! Alright, anyway. Seriously, all of these shits, plaintiff has been damaged by acts and omissions of the defendant in the following ways. He has to prove all of these shits. And when I listed it down before, I'm like, yo, bro, he's cooked, bro. He's done. Like, bro, most of the stress, mental anguish, bro, you have already have admitted on the joint you were taking drugs and doing roids and shit. Nah, this ain't going big, bro. Like, fuck, reputational harm, past controversies boxing you the fuck out, business goodwill, you're completely fucked. I didn't even know, like, literally, this is when we were in the video when we got to this. I didn't even know you said fuck OTK. That shit is gone. Nigga, loss of earnings and loss of future earnings potential is, well, actually not even. Both of these shits are because prior controversies and reputational harm that he did to himself. And nigga, you gotta be entertaining in post and get fucking views to make money. What the fuck? Like, yo, this is some bullshit. Like, deadass, this is some fucking horseradish and dirty fucking barnacles. Like, bro. Miz, I can't wait for this nigga to have to prove all this shit. But anyway, let's get back to that comment because that person was kind of cooking. Hold on. Like, how far are we in?
To a breach of contract of, giving the eye comes to like on this question about them. Isn't like the clear says, would the def have to prove that the claims are false? Pointed out by one of the other comments on this post. iSnow here says, wouldn't he have to prove that the claims are false, and ain't there evidence, even his own admission about them? Isn't like the crucial.
The answer to that is yes. The answer to that is yes.
Point of defamation that it has to be verifiably false?
Yes.
Seems like a Hail Mary on his part.
That's because, actually, it's not even a fucking Hail Mary. This is just a botched play. This is just like we were not even delusioning up. Holy fuck. Can Trilly grammar ever? Like, would he like to fucking, literary? I don't know. Fucking English? Some shit. Anyway, like, nah, seriously, but this was a botched play, bro. This shit was never going through. I'm gonna tell you right now, the defense already had this one boxed out. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, bro, again, he has to completely, again, using the 2K terms, basketball term, but he has to completely box him the fuck out. Like, yo, directly disprove, like, all of these shits. Like, okay, now this is straight defamation slander because factually I have, like, the means, the substantial proof, the substantial evidence to prove that this is not true, which he does not fucking have because he only showed, like, 2 pieces of quote-unquote evidence in his fucking response. What? Oh, my God.
It's replied to with, he'll also have to prove that even if the claims are false, that Emiru and Asmongold knew they were false and maliciously lied in order to damage him financially, and also prove that his finances were damaged by these claims.
Oh my God, this person's fucking cooking. Lovely. Fucking lovely. We're actually using our brains here. Holy fuck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Also, and also has to prove that if finances were damaged by these claims. I'm like, no. Because, like, immediately, how can he just prove that all of his current finances are fucked up by these claims? I'm like, brother, your past rep for prior fucking, like, situations and means, bro, shit, controversies and shit he got going on, bro. That John has been boxing you out for years. What the fuck are we talking about? So I'm like, yo, there's no way he gonna be able to directly, like, pin this on, like, Asmongold, Emiru, OTK, what's it, King Game Labs or whatever fuck, and then Mythic. How the fuck is he gonna do that? Like, there's no way.
There's a reason defamation.
Plus, again, I'm gonna keep mentioning it because I seen that shit. That was his second, like, it was second notice. They already sent him this shit the first time, and I guess he fucking ignored it or some shit. So, who is that the breach of conduct on? Like, yo, the business was notifying him, bro. Hey, listen, you got some bad shits going on, bro. Some really, especially current day now, some shit that's not looking good. Yeah, you're gonna need to answer for this, bro, and we gonna need that payment back, bro. And he just said, fuck it, and finally had to answer the second time. And now, off of that, defamation suit? What the fuck? Like, this shit is so stupid, bro.
Defamation is notoriously hard to win in America. Now, this is
exactly, and that's another thing too. Like, bro, winning a defamation suit, brother, holy shit.
a really good point because, yeah, some of these.
No, this point is absolutely valid as shit.
Claims were verified with his own admission in that response that he had made shortly after, just a couple hours after Emiru had gotten done streaming and doing her statement. He said some of these events were exaggerated, or he just outright would not deny other ones, like the driving incredibly fast 150 miles an hour, saying that he was going to end both their lives.
He literally says, yeah, man, like, yo, what about driving 150 miles per hour? Yeah, anyone knows me that, especially in Austin, like, I drive fast all the time. Huh? Alright, so not only are you putting the Hun Miss Emery in danger, you're just putting a lot of motherfuckers in danger. Excellent, bruh. Does your lawyer know this? We should let him know this shit. Like, what the fuck?
On the highway. Now, from what I understand with public figures, they could go a route, and again, could be very wrong here. Look for Legal Eagle or Legal Mindsets, you know, coverage of this, because they're gonna have a much better understanding of it. But you don't always
Oof, legal mindset. Oh man, I don't know if we can go east.
necessarily have to immediately prove that there has been financial loss, especially if you're a public figure where your reputation is tied to, you know, how well you're doing financially. In essence, if it could be argued or understood that yes, claims like these against a person like a public figure like Mizkif could result in financial damages, then you don't necessarily need to prove it outright immediately. It can just be understood that yes, these kinds of claims have that consequence if they're slanderous. I'm probably butchering explaining that.
If that's the case, if they're slanderous, again, in his own response to some of these situations, he's directly admitting to these shits. Again, does his lawyer know this shit? Because we need to send his fucking response. Maybe like the H3 snark mods, they're fucking dumbasses. Again, those pathetic rich people, brother. They're fucking sending their quote-unquote redacted information that wasn't on the motion to quash in a fucking USB. Maybe we need to take Mrs. fucking John, put that bitch in a yo, again. Whatever, Trillion Bender. Yo, don't say it once. But anyway, put that bitch in a fucking YouTube to MP4 converter and then slide that shit in a USB and send it to his lawyer, because what the fuck? Has his legal counsel looked at that motherfucker? Like, bro, dead ass. Like, yo, has his lawyer looked at his fucking response? Because if his lawyer, and if they're a competent lawyer, looks at his response, he would probably look Miz in the face and be like, nigga, you're boxed. Like, bro, what the fuck are we talking about?
If we have any lawyers in the comments, please correct me. As a matter of fact, I just went to check on Twitter, and yes, Legal Mindset has already made a post.
Okay, we'll hear it out. We'll hear it out because, again, we say this, Legal Mindset, we just pray he covers the fucking law. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta pray he stays on the law.
About this lawsuit. Mizkif is going to lose this lawsuit so hilariously, I will need to supersize my popcorn for this one. He has opened himself
Honestly, I do agree with Legal Mindset here. I think he is going to fucking lose this shit.
up to complete reputational destruction while suffering the pain of discovery and legal fees.
Honestly, again, I do agree as well, because fucking Discovery's gonna box the fuck out of this nigga. Send them niggas every fucking clip. Every fucking clip. Like, yo, send them niggas every shit. And then legal fees, yeah, how the fuck is he gonna pay them shits? Unless he got some, like, I don't know, what he got, like cryptos or some shit? I don't fucking know, bro. He must got a backlog of hella cheese and Jones. But again, nigga was a successful streamer, which apparently he did not recognize. That was a whole nother thing. Like, especially within the rush drop shit. Nigga still averaging 22,000 fucking subscribers. You know how many niggas are not doing that? And he crying, baby bitching and moaning, bro, because I miss Emiru had 30K, bro. These niggas not appreciated for shit, bro. I be telling y'all, though, that clout and money truly has these niggas' brains, bro. Put that shit in a blender. It's coming straight out of their ears. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? Anyway, yeah, them legal fees, gang. Unless he got, like, a stack of gold, some shit in a safe, bro. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that, man. Because, yo, these defamation lawsuits, as we're seeing, you know what I'm saying? As we've seen, you know, just within different Johns, you know what I'm saying? Learn about all the different, you know what I'm saying, law, legal counsel. Being the layman. Being the dumbass. Let me stop playing. Anyway. Seriously, like, yo, these Jones gonna cost you a pretty ass fucking penny. A pretty one. Super. So it's like, yo, Miz, do you have the funds for this? Like, who knows?
Been traveling, but will review on my next stream. I'm very curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this so far. I'm very interested to see what lawyers are going to think about it, especially in regard to how it ended up shaking out, where after this stuff came out, these companies terminating him or their relationships with him, and then saying, hey, by the way, you owe us, you know, close to $1 million cumulatively, you know, amongst the different companies. I don't.
Yeah, because it was 600 what for Mythic, and then the other company was like what 300,000. Shit, damn. Or no, 600 to OTK. And then 300 to other company.
Don't know much about that or how that shakes out, because it's more of like company contract breach, and I'm sure that one of these lawyers is going to make more sense of that, in which case I'll cover it. But I'm also very interested to see how the defamation side of things go, especially with Discovery, any of that going public.
I want to see the whole defamation side. I think Miz just walked onto a big ass rake. He been doing that shit. Oh, don't step on that rake.
Like Emiru had made mention of before. It's going to be very interesting. But that's it for the video this morning. It is 3 a.m. my time. I need to go edit this, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys later. Adios. Peace. Bye.
Drinking love with you. You already know, baby. Of course. Shout out to the level one of our glorious slop commentary kings. Quintheo. We love to see it, gangster. Stop playing. We got the crash out because this UI I hate the new UI. It's so terrible.
So
Anyway,
I hope you guys
we got Mizkif is suing Emiru Asmongold, of course, for defamation. And within that, he's also suing the other three companies being OTK, Mythic Talent, and, you know what I'm saying, King Gaming Labs? Yeah, King Gaming Labs. I ain't gonna lie. Can't be spreading no misinformation, even though other motherfuckers just straight up lying, as we can see, bro. Fucking defamation, the fuck? This is dumb as You know what, we might as well just go straight into the, what's the name, like, final pains and conjecture. You know, we're gonna share the love of Quinteo right before we head out. But, like, yo, how the fuck did they defame, like, like, you know what I'm saying, the Huntress Emery and fucking Asmongold defame this nigga? When, again, the scenarios that the Huntress Emery brings up, he also brings up, bruh. He acknowledges that these scenarios must have happened and then basically admits, again, for the SA1, he fucking, like, bro, he acknowledges, he gets up, he was in shock or whatever, bro. He says, I didn't even know I did anything wrong. Like, I didn't even know, like, I literally said it right. The fuck? Yo, again, cannot grammar. But like, yo, I didn't even know I did anything wrong, whatever. And then dips out, didn't say an apology or nothing. What? Again, he's brushing his teeth. He's just tossing his phone on the bed, but somehow the Huntress Embers getting bruises, black eye. What the fuck? Like, bro, just blow my shit, bro. That shit is actually fucking crazy, bro. Then again, he starts it off fucking like, literally, no pun intended, but nuclear, bro. Saying he wants to drop fucking truth nukes and all that. When again, that's just like, yo, you're just trying to hold leverage above people or something. Because why wouldn't you, as a good Samaritan, someone who doesn't want people to be bad actors, bro, doing bad shit, drop that? Like, bro, all the shit does not go in favor of Miz, bro, at fucking all. But especially on a factor of the defamation, like, dude, what the fuck? Bomboclat Wagwan.
Bomboclat!
Once again, Miz, I will be telling you, this one right here was a real motherfucking blunder. A real one. But again, you already know how that goes. Of course, like Kuntia was saying, if there's any more, well, there's not even if, we know there's going to be updates with this lawsuit. So when them boys come out, of course, we shall be covering on a page, baby. You know, we get down. But of course, to that, shout out, sure love with Quinthea. Once more, we love our slop commentary kings, baby. And I'll be catching y'all on the flip. Peace.